is Skylar Bell, a versatile wide receiver out of UConn. He can be that playmaker on the outside. He can line up in the slot a little bit. He can do a lot of different things at 6'1", 185 pounds. He was very productive for UConn this season. He definitely flashed in their bowl game here recently. I actually put in a prediction in favor of Michigan for Skylar Bell get off his visit late last month. And I still think Michigan is trending really well in this recruitment. Obviously, Bell sees opportunity at Michigan. I had an opportunity to talk to his father, who told me nothing but great things about the program and how he sees his son fitting in. So I think that Michigan is in a really good spot to close with Bell. Now, the hang up here, I guess, look, Michigan wanted to get Bell in the class before the dead period came to an end. Now that the dead period is over, other programs have a chance to get in this race, get them on campus for visits, which is something Michigan kind of wanted to do. As of today, though, or as of recording this, there hasn't been much movement with other schools, which is good news. I think Michigan just needs to finalize its NIL offer here with Skylar Bell, and they can close with him. And they have to. Wide receiver options are starting to run a little short here in the transfer portal, so getting a guy like Bell, who they view as a top-of-the-board priority, is imperative. So Skylar Bell, definitely one to watch over the next few days. Let's go ahead and stick at wide receiver and talk about a different name. So even if Michigan lands Skylar Bell, they still want more help in that wide receiver room. They are still looking at a few other targets. They're trying to make a move with Tennessee wide receiver Squirrel White and Clemson wide receiver Troy Stellato. But the guy we're going to focus on right now is David Pantelis, wide receiver transfer out of Yale. It seems like there's been more movement with him than the other two guys that I just mentioned. He recently told me that he is looking to set up a visit with Michigan here soon. He told me that Michigan offers him the best of both worlds, a great football program, a great academic institution, and obviously the latter is important to him considering he's coming over from an Ivy League school in Yale. I think that he's a really interesting player. If you bring him down, and he's going to lose he's very productive. I mean, he had 11 touchdowns in 11 games, more than 1,000 yards receiving. Helped lead Yale upset with I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense on balance? Because they are really productive. I'll tell you, this is a running back who's very, very dangerous, and the defense did a good job getting him down there. But they got to do a great job getting tackling, because this is a guy that can break tackles and turn those types of plays into home runs.
Looking to throw, it's Jefferson.
Definitely one to watch. It's in the mix for him. West Virginia is another school wishing to get him on campus for a visit. But I really like Michigan here. I like the fit. It just has to, a visit has to come into fruition for it to really get moving. But I think Pantelis is definitely one to keep an eye on.
This one at about the 40.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about one of the biggest targets in the portal, and that is Fa'ali Fa'amo, offensive tackle out of Washington State. So this is a really interesting recruitment. Fa'amo made visits to Nebraska and Michigan before the dead period, and he was expected to make his final home this week. And it was going to come down to Nebraska and Michigan. And we felt like Nebraska had some ties in his recruitment, but Sharon Moore had the potential to really win this recruitment. Moore obviously has a lot to sell, having played offensive line, leading Michigan to back-to-back Joe Moore awards. The development aspect is there. So we felt like Michigan could end up winning this race. Now it appears that Fa'amo is going to balk on a decision because he wants to make a visit to Wake Forest. Wake Forest, not really on par with Nebraska or Michigan. But why Wake Forest? Well, it's a former offensive line coach of Washington State has just been hired at Wake Forest. It looks like that personal connection is leading to the Deacons having a shot here. So Wake Forest suddenly becoming a dark horse in this race. Now, that doesn't mean he's automatically going to end up at Wake Forest, but there's another player involved here. The decision is delayed, it appears, so Michigan is going to have to keep a fight hard over the next week or two.
Out of the gun to give to the back.
All right, let's talk about a different Washington State transfer, and that is David Gusta, defensive lineman. So Gusta also one of the top remaining players in the portal. I believe he's the number 2 ranked defensive lineman in the transfer portal. His father is very fond of Michigan. He has an uncle has ties to the Michigan program. So I would have thought that Michigan would have been a player here. Michigan has had
completion gets them in.
He is a guy that can come in and make an immediate impact. He has been extremely productive at Washington State, but instead of starting to set up visits, he has one locked in with Kentucky, another one with Texas A&M, another one with Tennessee, and State is supposed to get one as well. Michigan, again, hasn't been in contact, but the Wolverines haven't set a visit with Gusta yet, so if they are unable to do that soon, chances appear to be fading away here as Gusta will make a decision sometime late next week, so not a lot of time for the Wolverines to create traction. The good news, I guess, or the positive news here is I spoke to Gusta's father. He told me that Michigan will get a visit as long as they push and make that happen with their schedule. They are interested, so we'll see if anything shakes here. But Michigan is playing for the Chippewas can do on offense. Last transfer we'll talk about is defensive back Ryland Gandy, who is transferring from Pitt. He started every game for the Panthers this season. Michigan
last drive, so they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit.
Johnson, he is out of
Never
Buford
underestimate the power of moving forward.
Same high school that produced Justice Haynes, Michigan running back, transfer commit. So maybe a little bit of a tie there. I think right now Gandy's recruitment is pretty open. He just entered the portal a couple of days ago. He just made a visit to Indiana. He's looking to make one to Michigan. There are some SEC schools involved as well. Bills involved, so I think right now everything's kind of huge Gandy, especially since he's been in the for maybe a little more than 48 hours. But I think Michigan can make an impact here. The fact that they are used to setting the visit shows that he has high interest in the program. They obviously have a lot to sell from a standpoint. Michigan's been involved with other targets like
that pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble.
Name here on the scoreboard, and is definitely one to watch, especially if he sets that visit soon. So, it'll be interesting to see how the corner transfer board shakes out for the Wolverines, since they definitely
Chippewas are moving quickly down the field.
Will going to the draft. So, for more on Michigan transfer portal, head over to thewolverine.com. Use that promo code That's $1 for 2 months. Get insider information on everything forward, as well as the team and so much more. And also, guys, make sure to like this video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for free. Get notifications every time we drop.
And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short game.
I like the slot receiver because he gives his quarterback a good option working the middle of the field. He's a nice weapon in his offense.
Season comes to an end on a high note, and you know what?
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
There's only a couple of teams out there that are still recruiting in 2025, and Michigan's one of them.
Stride, but now that they're getting down close to field goal range, you're seeing them start to stiffen up.
Yeah, and plays don't matter anymore. Yards don't matter.
All that matters.
And the defense Picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down
also
at
putting up
44.
his momentum.
And the
He's going to carry
Chippewas will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away.
Smash that subscribe button for me. We're going to be here talking Michigan.
Able to keep them from getting a return, and the ball goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it right around the 20.
Bring in E.J. Holland from Wolverine. Now, E.J., two main targets still remaining in that 2025 class. We're going to talk five-star offensive.
What a good run there. He has enough for the first down. Inside the big house, they have those big condominiums down there on the field, paving the way for the running back.
Big, huge condominiums, and every year it's a little bit different of how they wear their uniforms and how they fit their uniforms.
Extremely
but the
interesting
style,
because
always the
it's all
same.
going to come
Line
down
up,
to
hit you right in the mouth.
I think
That's who Michigan is.
Solid
big of an
NFL on first down and second and 6.
Yeah, obviously Michigan has to get him on campus just to get familiar with the program.
And it's a first down. They'll mark it at the 44.
Just getting a first look will be somewhat important, but at the end of the day, I think it comes down to who's going to pay. Michigan wasn't afraid to do that with Bryce on the foot. That's the biggest reason where is for living away from LSU during the early period heading into the Tyhaven is by far the biggest target left on the board, and I think they are willing to put together a package that is extremely
on the inside. Tackle is made, but not until he gets the first down.
Enter this NFL race, even with Haywood. I think Texas Tech is probably the other school to watch here. They presented during the early period, and I was told it wasn't quite on par with Michigan's, but it appears that the Red Raiders have kind of combined some things.
Running back on either side of the quarterback.
We'll see if that sways the momentum away from Michigan. I don't think Alabama is race at all, even though he's still
the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead.
It's just,
one period in the book, so let's take a look at the
on
stats.
paper, I guess, it's really, I think it is going to come down to Michigan and Texas Tech, and maybe a surprise player or two. Florida State has shown some interest. It wouldn't be surprising to see, Oregon decide to throw their
guys can get
in
back
the
in the
ring
game as
if
we
they have
open the
money
second
for
quarter.
it. So, yeah, I mean,
it'll be
that's kind of
second
where
down,
things
and
stand
remember,
right
they
now.
can pick up a first without scoring.
His official visit and schedule ends
They'll go to the ground.
I do expect Michigan
He
to get
steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. The Wolverines line it up with a first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Michigan.
And it would be Texas Tech. So it's no surprise.
That touchdown gives this team a pretty significant lead at this point.
And that's what you want. You want to start fast. You want everything to come out and start clicking, make some plays. It doesn't always work that way.
Orlando.
Man, the energy, the crowd, everybody's into it. Now the other team better respond.
He'll bring it back from inside the spot.
Still goes outside.
And the returner will be brought down.
From Orlando.
Yeah, so here is another priority for Michigan.
Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to run these plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say,
and so
kind of understanding
Michigan
that defense
will,
is not
as of
playing
today,
great.
be
So
getting
I know offensively, I got to put some good possessions together here, make something
like
happen on
this
this
where you're
side.
heading late.
And they bring him down quickly, but a good gain there.
With some of
The
these
Chippewas want to
getting the
move
last
quickly.
visit is huge on that last day. I think Michigan offers a lot to Zaire, just with
Wants to throw on
edge
third.
production. I think that's
Grabbed in the middle. It's Boyd. Really nice job to get it past the sticks, pick up the first down at the 30. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
Like I said, just the
Really
development
nice job there by the
general,
quarterback,
I think, is
understanding
really strong
that it's
for
zone
Michigan
coverage on
at the
third
edge
down. You're going to
position.
have to
And,
find
you know,
someone
look at
working
Michigan's
into a
class.
soft spot,
This
get
cycle,
the ball out of
they
your
did
hands
Julius
quickly, make
Holly,
an accurate
that
throw,
borderline
and pick up the
three-star,
first.
four-star
Well done.
type of guy,
They
but
stopped
he
him
is
just
kind
a
of
week or two short of the
edge
first, and
Michigan
man, what
needs
they can do
call
on
the
second
ball
down
guy,
here.
and that's definitely
The
what
offense in hurry
Zaire
and load.
just brings to the table. He's about 6'5", man. 230 pounds. Kind of a lanky build, but can add some weight. But, you know, Michigan has had a lot of success with players like Zaire Mathis. And plus, he's a former
Jefferson.
So
fires to the wide
nice
out.
for Michigan to get
and the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
Definitely. You've been on this channel, and we've talked a lot about
Here
Michigan's
comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down.
The high school level is going to translate into
snagged in the middle. It's Williams.
And already
good pickup there as he gets the first down. They'll mark him at the 48.
It's tough on the defense there. Third down, you're in zone coverage. Everybody's watching the quarterback, and you're trying to make a break on the ball, but
yeah, I mean, I think that Michigan has a lot of momentum on its side. The way they closed out the 2025 recruiting cycle, landing Bryce on the wood, lifting guys, lightning, Auburn, and
two guys pull, and they go the other
Clemson,
direction. So
and getting a big signing live on ESPN with the Daniel Boateng. So, yeah, Sharon Ford's always been a really strong recruiter. He's arguably been, you know, the best recruiter on Michigan staff, even as the head coach. So I think that recruiting shouldn't be an issue. These guys are young, they're energetic, they want to shoot more.
He's looking to throw.
That they now. So Michigan really wants to win a
the stop is made, but this offense is threatening first and goal from the 9.
You know, like
defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone.
I think a lot of recruits are taking notice, obviously.
First and goal.
Michigan
pushes ahead for 2 to the 7-yard
They got to win for Alabama in the bowl game. And I think, yeah, Michigan
deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming.
26 targets, including the running backs you mentioned, Xavier Hyder and James Cross. If you're a running back,
relentless, tough running,
we want to go to. So, and they've shown the ability to utilize two backs over the years.
Right? Really bowing up with your backs against the wall. If you can win this next third down, try to force the opponent into a field goal. That's a win if you're on defense.
And on fourth down, they'll try to put 3 on the board.
Jackson
Neil Boot one from the right has. You ought to be able to navigate that angle from this distance.
Just visited Michigan. I think, you know, they're definitely in the mix with him. Brock Harris was another Under Armour All-American. Top 100 tight end. Tall, those positions, offensive line, tight end, running back. Those are prime positions for Michigan to land top end prospects.
Out to the 35-yard line and a little extra breathing room with that 15-yard pickup. They open up this drive, getting all the way out to the 35, and now it's first down again.
And it could go up. I hate it does, but what are your expectations?
Let's see what they've got on second down.
Comment section below.
On the ground, it's Marshall. He showed it all there. A little elusiveness, a little power, and he's got the first down. And the Wolverines come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Hands it off. They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one. Kept it on the ground last time, bringing up a second down. Davis will throw. Spits it out to the back. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep.
Man, that's a... opportunity for the running back. I'm trying to find ways to feature this guy and get him the football in space and not just hand it to him all the time. I'll tell you what, I'm a lot less likely to find those plays if you can't reel in those catches.
Putting together a real
scoring please like the video and subscribe right here. Michigan, too much for Bama one more time by one play. Again, just like Bristol last year. That one a bit more important as the two squads win for the national championship game appearance. This time, it was the Lion Quest Bowl. Once the Outback Bowl, the original play home of the 18 bowl names and sponsors. Michigan wins in 19.
He's got an open man.
a down
And
season.
they'll finally bring him down after he rips
The
off
season
a
that many
huge
expected.
play.
I expected better season out of Michigan, but look at the final two games. Spring forward to the Wolverines.
We're going to need to change this up,
5
find
and
something
more.
we can
And
disrupt
this
the
program,
quarterback and
Bama,
mess up this
a
offense.
bad look under Keelan DeBoer, we'll discuss in just a second. But
They
let's
march
take
to
it
the
what
red
it
zone, and here
was.
they go.
Fun football
Working
game.
the middle of the
A
field,
fun
and it's
football game.
complete.
And really, the
They
first
stop
quarter
him
was
almost
unlike
immediately. Short
most
game
football
there,
games
still
we've
a
seen
little ground
because
to cover to
based
pick up
on
the
the
first.
weather, the field position,
Operating in the red zone here on
and the
second
way Michigan
down.
shot out to a 16-0.
He's
So let's keep
looking
in
to
mind
throw.
going into this one,
Can't make the
offensive
grab as he was
coordinator
looking for his man
Campbell
right at the
fired.
goal line.
You
Force
simply don't see
Lindsey
that very
will
often.
be
A
the
quarterback
guy
of this guy's caliber
taking
missing a
over
guy
the
wide open in the end
2025
zone.
for this
He
one
makes
game.
those
It
throws
was
in his
Steve
sleep.
Zula.
The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. Third down, they can't pick up the first without
the
scoring.
audition that he planned or wanted to show NFL scouts, but give it up to
And he was pushing for that goal
game.
line, but the D stopped him at the 2.
As we see the
You
opt-outs
might have
all over the
expected
place
to see
on
this
the Michigan
DB up in its
side,
receiver's
and
kitchen
we see what
instead.
Michigan
Nice
did
little
to
zone, and they
Ohio
pick up the
State.
first.
Man,
And that
offenses are
bait
getting
in
so
Michigan
good
defense,
at
defensive
seeing.
lineman,
Into the end zone he goes.
Josiah Stewart,
Touchdown,
Shannon
Wolverines.
Grant,
They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in
and I
this
believe
Week 8
two
showdown.
defensive backs. So
And for a
5
quick
defensive
update, let's go to
starters
Kevin
for the
Connors
next
in the
legit
studio.
Michigan defense,
Hey
not
guys,
in this
got a
one, but
final
it
score in
looked
a
like
big
the Michigan
top
defense.
25 matchup.
They played
North
that well. First
Carolina
round of
was
the game.
able to finish
Bama
off a
goes for it
close
on a
one in
4th and
Chapel
long,
Hill.
and Jalen
They
Milrow
did
sacked
just
by
enough both
Derek Moore.
offensively
TJ Guy
and
was also
defensively
applying
to come
pressure.
away with the
That
dub.
set up a Michigan
Survive
field goal.
and advance.
Eight started, and they got worse and worse and worse and worse. We saw the wins already a factor at kickoff. And then just for about
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had
15
a
to
good
20
ball
minutes
game
of
there.
game
Kevin,
time,
thanks for the update.
the rain
Finds
was a
the tight
factor,
end.
Wentfield was a factor,
Excellent
and
job
Michigan
walking
took
through the
control
air.
of the
They're
game
finding a hole in that
with the
defense and
weather-aided,
picking up the first down.
approach,
There's a timeout
because
call
Michigan
as this
certainly
offense
showed
tries
that
to
they
find
could
a
play
way
in the
to
rain.
draw a little closer.
Bama could not play in the
It's
rain.
first down from back at their
Next
own
year, Taylor
24-yard
fumbles
line.
again at the 20-yard line. That turns
Looking
into
to
a Michigan
move it
field
through the
goal
air.
again. Dominic
Quickly to the
Zapata
tight end.
with the honor
And he was
6
just a
nothing
couple
there.
of steps
Wesley
away
Walker
from
did he see
taking
the
that one
interception
even further
as
after
he was
the
playing
catch.
the
There's
slot
a timeout
receiver.
on the
Played
field.
off
Tight
the slot
game here
receiver.
late in the
Jalen
first
Milrow
half.
didn't lead it. Wesley
He'll come
Walker
out
with a
throwing
nice
on first
defensive
down.
play as he tipped the ball to himself.
The freshman
Man,
able to
16
get home
Frederick
with the
Moore this
sack.
time with a
This
excellent
offensive coordinator has to
TV
be scratching
reception
his head
against
because
a
he's trying to keep his
corner
quarterback protected.
by
He's
the
trying different
pylon.
things. Sliding the
Excellent
offensive
back
line,
shoulder
keeping
throw
tight
by
ends and
Davis
running backs
Warren.
in, shipping, going empty,
And
getting
Michigan
the ball
led
out quickly, but it's
13
not
to nothing like
Nowhere
that.
to go, and the ball is loose.
Paul had a
And
strip
the
sack
defense
as he hit
grabs
the
it,
tight
and
end
they're
around
taking
the
it the
end.
other
Aaron
way.
Grant on the recovery.
Touchdown,
This is just
Michigan.
Michigan defensive play
And
after
the
defensive play
defense
after
doing
defensive
work.
play. There was a point in the
That
game,
ball
3
was
turnovers
squirting around
that we
on
just
the
outlined.
field, finally
in the
corralled
span
by
of
the
4
defense, and they
plays.
turn it into
So
6.
Michigan had the first
It's
goal
so
at the
hard
6.
defensively. Do I
This
jump on it
time,
and make
Bama
sure I
holds
get
him
it, or do I scoop it up
And
and try
Zapata
to make
kicks
a
the
big
field
play?
goal.
He
So
chose to scoop it up,
Davis
and it
Warren had
pays
just
off.
thrown a
Makes the
beautiful
big
back
play,
shoulder to
gets the
Frederick
touchdown.
Moore,
Got
like
the late
seconds
touchdown on the
earlier
board, now
for a
about to kick it
touchdown.
away and hoping the
And
defense
then
can keep them from
It's a
answering.
couple plays later. Michigan's got the
On
ball
the
again,
run from
first
inside
goal.
zone 5.
And on the second down play, they pull out Davis Warren and go with Alex
He'll be
Orji.
stopped at the 17.
Not agreeing with that.
Central Michigan has it back.
Shades
Let's see
of
what
the
the
Oregon
Chippewas
game.
can do on
They
offense.
still had a shot
This
late
late in
third
the half,
quarter,
you're
pulling Davis
behind.
Warren
You'd
early
love to
fourth
create
quarter
something
when they
before the
had
break to build momentum,
situations
Jesse.
and should have left
But
the
you've
back
also had some
quarterback in the
miscues
game.
on offense. A big part
Alex
of why
Orji
you're
did
losing
not
the
see
game
the
right
wide
now.
open
I
receiver
take it
in the
into
end zone.
halftime, make
Davis
my
Warren comes
adjustments, and
back
come
in,
out
and
ready in the
Bama
second half.
forces the field
Yeah, I'm
goal
going to take it
16
in
to
halftime
nothing.
too, Paul,
Michigan,
but I'm trying to
by the
put
way,
some
had
points up
a
right
punter
here.
in this
Be
game.
aggressive, set the
Hudson
tone, be like,
Hollenbeck.
hey, listen, this is
Okay.
what you're going to get in the second
Bama
half.
was
So
slipping
let's-
all over the
And
place.
this
Michigan was
sophomore
not.
able to
All
wreak
that was
some
all
havoc
about
and
had
get
something
the
to do with
sack.
cleats. And
He
maybe
just
just if you ever
terrorizes
played football
quarterbacks
in
his
the slop,
30th career
you know
sack.
you have to be
that's an amazing
conscious about their footing, and maybe Bama players were just saying, hey, we're just going to play it straight up, and they paid for it many times in this game. Milroe did change the cleats. That was reported with 9 minutes left in the second quarter. Bama finally, after running 22 plays, get this, 22 plays, 2 yards.
Very few people have done
4 plays, 71 yards, including Rico Scott around the end, and that was the play that got the Bama offense somewhat generated, 24 yards on that play, and then Milroe
hit the touchdown pass to Robbie Outs. Touchdown, and finally, the play concept on the right side. And Kalen DeBoer is supposed to know what he's doing on offense. That's been his calling card. That's been what got him through the FCS ranks. Fresno State, Washington ascended him to Alabama. Did such a great job in Washington as the offensive side of the ball primarily. And the route concept left Outs wide open, and so Bama finally on the board 16-7. This all through the first half.
They've avoided the interception all day, but they were lucky to get
Bama inside the zone 10 with only about 40 seconds left in the first half. I didn't think it was a horrible call, but I kind of questioned it. At the time, didn't seem like it would burn more, and with Bama with a 3rd and 1, you figure you stop them there. You get the punt back, and you've got about 30-35 seconds to work with to try and get a field goal.
A huge pickup.
On the other hand, Bama gets a first down. Big
Touchdown,
still
Wolverines. And a stomping has
only like 30-35 seconds left. However,
really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
And the extra
that
point
would
was
save
good to finish things
Bama
off.
a spike. They had to clock the ball because Jeremy Bernard did not run the ball out of
Cover the
bounds.
kick after
And that may have cost Bama a touchdown. Michigan held inside the 5, and we got to the halftime at 16-10 as Bama scored with 4 seconds left in the first half. So after all that mess, and Michigan just basically played inside the Bama 20-yard line for almost the entire
And
first
they'll
half.
bring him down
Bama
to
was
get the
within
offense
6.
started on the next
After,
drive.
again, it was
Opening play
like
of this
71
drive
yards
comes
to
from the
negative 2 at one
12-yard
point.
line.
Bama led in the yardage category 163 to 109 at halftime. All right, second half. James Smith with a big sack at this point.
Good
This
blocking up
knocked
front.
down
Great
Davis
job
Warren for the
following
game.
it.
9
He's
of
got
12,
6 to the
73 yards
18.
for Davis Warren. Played relatively well. Davis Warren, he's caught on. He's put his
make that second down really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
7 wide throw.
Grabs it in the
Out
middle.
of bounds.
And they
Really screwed
finally
up
haul him
Bama.
down, but
At
not
that
before
point,
the
that was a
good
bad
catch
throw.
and run.
Jalen Milroe
Ball
really
is at
for the
the
NFL
35.
audition.
It's 1st and 10.
And the Michigan front pass rush had much to do with it, but still not a good look for
Making
Jalen
sure
Milroe
they have good
today.
balance, keeping
11
it on the
minutes
ground.
left. George Marshall scampers from 24 to the Bama 39. For the entire second half up to that point, the Michigan offense had done nothing, 0. And Marshall scampers for 24, gets 23 carries for 100 yards, looking really good. Tough runner for a true freshman. Key play here, though, for Alex Orji, and I'm getting on Alex Orji because he is what it is. He is 2 yards, was ineffective in the run game, really did nothing but take snaps and hand the ball off, but he did turn it over. And on this particular play, slipped the sack.
Able to wreak some havoc
Set
and
up
get the sack.
bottom of the field goal because otherwise they probably would have been outside the range. About 8 minutes left, so Zapata does get the field goal. Thanks in part to Milroe slipping a sack and picking up about another 10 or 12 yards on a 3rd and long. So they get the field goal.
When he gets his hands on the ball,
Bama
and he
comes
found
right
a
back.
couple of crevices and made a nice
Michigan
game before
could
being
have
run out
stopped
of bounds.
Bama, but
Guys,
Jayshon
here come
Barnum
those
was
maize and
called for a roughing
blue-winged helmets
passer.
on offense.
That gave Bama
This
first down. That
offense
led
has
to a
really
51-yard
been
field goal
clicking in the
with
game
4
so
and a
far,
half minutes
Jesse.
left.
No doubt. Everything
still
their
were
play
within
caller
one
is
score,
dialing up.
19-13.
These guys offensively have been
And
able to
then
go out
on
and
the
execute.
ensuing drive,
Yeah,
Bama
and it's
gets
just
right back.
maintaining the lead.
Justin
Keep doing what
Jefferson.
you've been doing. You got a big lead.
It was just a dumb play. He was on the ground. I don't know what the Michigan player did to him. If
Off the play
anything, we
fake
don't
on
know.
first
But he
down.
kind of
To
slapped
throw.
him, half punched. It was called a punch.
Complete to the left.
Broadcast called it more of a
He
slap.
makes the catch. He's knocked down
Game.
immediately, but they'll have a
Yanked him out
goal-to-goal
of the game for
situation from
plays.
the 8.
And
So
that
close
almost
to
cost Bama. They
cashing it in for
overcame
this
it
offense.
large in parts with
They
a little
bring him
screen
down,
to
and
Jam
he's gonna
Milner.
lose the yard on
Went
that one.
25 yards down to the
Great
10-yard
play
line,
by
and if
the
you watch the
defense
play,
there.
made
They
a
gotta do
really
more.
nice
The
catch
running backs
on
obviously
the
had a lot of
football.
success. They gotta
Milroe
continue
just
to
throwing a
stop
dump
this
off
run
over
game.
the line, threw it way behind him. The nice catch behind him.
And the
Scampered
beatdown has
25 yards.
ensued.
Bama was in business inside the 10-yard line.
You just simply can't say enough about this guy and what he has meant to this
Excellent.
offense. Big
Milroe
time
made some other
players make
questionable
big
decisions.
plays in
Didn't
big
throw the ball
games.
rather well.
He has
This
shown up each and every week.
I don't know.
That's his
I don't watch Jalen
15th
Milroe
rushing
every
score on
game,
the
but I've
season.
probably seen him play. Now that we're looking at 2 full seasons of Jalen Milroe, probably seen him play.
He'll take the return, try to get better field position. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody staying in their lanes.
Michigan pass rush in, despite missing two in the secondary. Michigan's secondary held up.
That last drive
Alabama didn't really threaten them downfield.
They'd like to be more productive
in all
this
this
time,
mess,
David.
let's remember Ryan Williams
This offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance
set up
between the run,
Bama
Jesse,
as
and
well.
working in that pass.
So they go down the field again on the Jan Miller screen, but Michigan holds him out of the end zone, wins the ball game. Rayshon Benning with pressure on Milroe. Can't totally understand. I know that it was a difficult pass in the final play, but Enrico's got open, and he didn't account for.
And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
Either on it
running back there on the route and the
float
patience he
it,
showed, really
but
setting it
Enrico's
up.
got no
Got to the
shot.
defender, was able to put his foot in the ground, get some separation,
And there you go.
catch it, and
Michigan
turn
wins
up field for the
19-13. Wolverines finish 8-5. Michigan forces
from the gun, the running back looking for
room.
Defense there to stop him after a 2-yard gain to the 31.
To Harbaugh and then lost to South Carolina in the Outback Bowl, but they finished strong.
Sometimes
75 yards in this game.
you're not going to run the football
Doesn't that sound familiar?
but
Michigan
if you
beats some
continue to
blood,
run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat
maybe not
of
one
it.
of the best teams in the
Otherwise, you're
country,
just
but
going to
Bama,
abandon
of
it,
course,
and now
just
it's just going to be a passing game.
that close to going to the
And
college
this
football
offense, I
playoffs.
think, will do a good
Very
job in this
talented
game,
football team,
divvying
of
up
course.
the football
And
and
Michigan wins by
distributing
throwing
it
for
to different
75
guys in the
yards.
passing game. It won't just be
And
receivers, it's not
racking
going to be
up
tight
all of
ends. This
190
running back, he's a
yards.
weapon,
But
too, after
again,
he catches
the
it. You saw
onslaught
it right
early,
there.
and then they held on for dear life, and they ran out the clock to a certain extent. Got some big first downs that led to field goals.
Trying to
A
find
little
his
bit
man
different
on
than
first
the Ohio
down.
State situation, in which they ran out
Using
the
the
clock,
quick
of course, and kicked the game
They
winning
make the
field goal.
stop, trying to pick up just a little
Sherrod
bit
Moore
of time to get to
looks
that
to have things
first
on the
down
right
mark.
track. Bryson Wood coming in, of course, and a lot made of him. Mike Fresno State, and it starts with New Mexico with Big House for 2025, and then
Trying to get the edge with a quick touch
take
cut.
on Venables underachieving
Nice,
Sooners
solid
with 6
form
and 7.
tackle from this sophomore.
And poor Caleb Moore, probably going to be the most roasted head coach, probably depending on what Ryan Day does
from
in
the
Rose Bowl.
49.
But
Is
Caleb
this
DeBoer,
4-down territory?
this offseason, 9-4, lost to
From the
Vandy,
shotgun, the handoff
lost
to
to
the back.
Oklahoma by
Sweet
8
feet on the
points.
move. That'll get the job
24-3.
done and move the chains and then
Wow,
mark the ball
it's not a
at the
good look for
45.
Alabama football. Their worst
After
season
an
since
abysmal
2007.
first half,
You know, the
goose
first
egg
season
on the
that was.
scoreboard, the offense trying to find itself. It's
Florida
first
State
down.
in Wisconsin.
Back to
Two
throw,
difficult
it's
non-conference games for
Jefferson.
Bama. For all the people
They're
that hate
bringing
on
heat.
SEC scheduling,
And
let's
that
understand
pressure just
that
engulfed him.
it's
A sack
better
from
than
this
just
defense.
about any other
Man, I
conference
think
by
this
and large.
quarterback needs to take his offensive
That's
line
another
out there.
topic for another time, but at Florida State and Wisconsin a couple weeks later for the Crimson Tide, but Caleb Moore is going to have a rough offseason. There's 4 losses. Just a bad look for Bama football. This is not the Bama football team or program. We have to assess this program like we do other programs. Before it was always, okay, maybe we see a flaw here or there, or a
On
question
second
mark,
down,
but
he'll
things
let it fly.
find a way,
Catch
and
in
they're
the middle,
going to
it's
be
Boyd. And they're
continuing
able
to
to get him on the
as they
ground.
did every
You know, the
season.
defense doesn't have an answer for this slot guy right
It's the
now.
most
They don't
remarkable
want to
run
think
in
about
the history of college
bracketing
football.
him, having
That's
a
what
defender
Caleb
play
Moore's
to
had
the
to
outside and to
follow.
the inside. Probably some sort
But
of
man,
zone coverage
this-
where you're trying
this
to
team
get 2
lost
bodies,
in
forcing the
certain
quarterback to have
games
to go
this
somewhere else
year.
with
Of
the
course,
ball.
the Oklahoma game, and
Now
now
they're
this game
really
against
starting
Michigan.
to
Credit
threaten as they
Michigan
pick
to
up
win.
the first down at
And
the
again, it's on to
34-yard
2025.
line.
Appreciate you being
And
here
the
for college
Chippewas
football.
come to the
Check out
line
the
with a
Michigan
new set
channel.
of downs.
Check out the Alabama channel. They both go live, actually, I believe, for Bama. It's Monday and Thursday night. For the Michigan
Going up
guys,
top on
it's
first down.
Tuesday and Thursday night.
And this sophomore
Right here.
able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
The defense has been so dominant up front. You've seen it in these passing situations. That now the 7th sack of the game.
The give to the running back from the shotgun. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
I gotta be honest, I am shocked at just how well the defense has played in this game, especially stopping the run. We talked about statistically how they've struggled this season, but they have put the clamps down in this one, and they're just playing with a ton of intensity.
He hurls one deep down the left side. Fires into traffic. It's picked off. He steps out of bounds, but not only does he get the ball back, what a return to set up his offense. Looking for a productive play on first down. To the ground with the back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
When a running back has had as much success as this guy's had so far, listen, defense has got to cue in. They got to cue in to him. He's priority number 1, number 2, and number 3. That's a good start to maybe turning this defensive effort around.
He'll pull it down. And he has a solid gain on the play before sliding.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
And he's going to be just short of the first down. It's going to bring up a decision for this coach.
Coming up, 4th down.
We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. They already have a comfortable lead, up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Snap it to the back. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Wolverines! And the route is on. They extend this 4th quarter lead, and now they are staring at a 7-game winning streak.
Points, points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns in a year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
First down here for the offense. He's going to pass. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. Now they've got a little room to work with. They're out to the 28 with a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Comes out throwing on first down. Gets it out quickly. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. Still some work to do after that last completion at second down. He's looking to throw. And the sophomore just a little too much on that one.
And that's just the kind of game it's been for this quarterback in this offense. You got a great game plan all week long. You're watching it throughout practice. You think you're going to have a chance to light up the scoreboard, but they're just not able to hook up. You got to give this defense a ton of credit. They've done a great job in coverage. They've been breaking on passes. They've had their number, and that's why they're leading by as much as they are.
And this is why coaches get paid the big bucks. Tough decision on your own side of the field. 4th quarter, I'm trailing. Is it go time now, or do I trust my defense?
Makes a move. He was hoping for a little more running room, but they're able to get him down at the 45. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. They'll go with the direct snap. And they picked up 9 on first down. It'll bring up second and short. Direct snap. The Wolverines get it past the sticks.
This is a guy that can find you the hidden yardage. That play, he just pushes the pile to get that first down.
Got enough for the first down. And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get him down. And the Wolverines have it with a 1st and 10. Snap it to the back. What a nifty run there to pick up the first down.
Big reason why his team has the lead right now late is because of his performance running the football. Well over 100 yards in this game. They knew that they were going to have to really put a lot of pressure on him. He'd have to shoulder the load, and he has delivered for his offense all game long.
Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. He is tackled, but it'll be a fresh set of downs. The Wolverines will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. They'll go with a direct snap. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, the defense finally able to make a play, getting a tackle for loss. They haven't had many of those today because this running back really has answered the bell. They knew coming in they were going to have to give him the football, force-feed it to him, and let him go to work. He's done that. Well over 100 yards rushing in this game. And
Touchdown, Michigan! And the punishment has been extended. They give themselves just a little more cushion as they close in on extending this winning run. And they did tack on the extra point, by the way, knocked it right down the middle. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
Central Michigan, 0.
He'll start the return inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Central Michigan has it back. Let's see what the Chippewas can do on offense. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action. The whole offense at your disposal.
Still at their own 20 after that last incompletion. It's 2nd and 10. Corner's going to give them room. Got it set up on the outside. They make the stop right there. Good pickup. It's still short of the 1st down.
I'll tell you what, if you want to be overzealous and you want to be a blitzer all the time, I like running the screen right behind him. Did a great job throwing the screen. Almost broke this one for a long game, but it just keeps the defense a little bit more honest if you want to start bringing a lot of pressure.
Ball spotted at the 29. Here they come on 3rd and short. They'll try to get the first through the air. Makes the grab on the left. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the 1st down.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting to his position.
Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the 1st down.
Again, this is a running back that can hurt you running it between the tackles, and he's dangerous out in space. They like to throw it to him out on the perimeter as he picks up a couple of yards there.
That pass is incomplete.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops, just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
What a job to lay out and make the catch. And he unleashed the RPMs on that pass. Man, this sophomore has an arm. Wants to throw on 1st down. Caught over the middle. It's Williams. They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. We hit the 2-minute warning, and this offense is desperate to make something happen and do it in a hurry. He wants to throw it again. Got his man on the right. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. It's now 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. He wants to throw. Slings it downfield. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. He's brought down. Solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down. The Chippewas are threatening in the red zone. He's looking for an open man on 2nd down. Oh, picked off.
This is a beautiful situation for the defense. When you're up by 2+ scores and you're in this situation, you know exactly what is coming. It's going to be a pass. They have to because the clock is their enemy. Great job playing pass, forcing the interception, almost putting the nail in the coffin.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Direct snap. Not a whole lot of progress made there.
And the defense is still fighting. They haven't had the day that they dreamed of. You know, talking to the coaches coming to the game, like they thought they had a good plan. They'd be ready to attack and limit some of the damage this offense has done. They haven't done it today. They got to go back to the drawing board, figure some things out because this wasn't a great day.
Snap it to the back. Smashes through. Tackle is made at the 22, but a nice 10-yard pickup there. And the Wolverines have it with a 1st and 10. They'll go with a direct snap. Got the first down. Looking for more. And he's brought down after a nice gain. They have declared their intentions on this drive, keeping it on the ground. It's 1st and 10 again. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front? Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Runs through the tackle. And he gets it to the 44-yard line. It'll be a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Direct snap. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Got a little work done on 1st down. Now back to the line. Snap it to the back. He got a bunch and looked close to getting a lot more, but he's got the 1st down. This is what you're looking for when you have the better team. Go out and show it. Don't fool around with them. Go out and play to a standard of excellence.
Just dominate. You know you're going to take care of business. You know you're going to win. It's like how many? How many can I win by? And I like that you keep your foot on the gas and just continue to pile it on. It's their job to stop you. Let them do their job. You just keep going on.
It's not about the X's and the O's. It's the Jimmies and the Joes. This is why recruiting is so important in college football. They just had better players. More physical. They were faster, and it showed today.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football. courtesy of ESPN Radio of Alabama. Was that Michigan winning that football game yesterday, or was that Alabama losing it, or a little bit of both?
A little bit of both. It was a second-string Michigan defense pulling out the win against Kalen DeBoer's Alabama squad, and boy, are the takes flying this morning on social media. That was we did the show yesterday morning. Off air. I ended up watching some of the bowl games, and then I turned that one on in the afternoon. You know, thinking Sharon Moore, this squad, like good season for Michigan, all things considered, and replace kind of like a similar storylines, replacing legends.
Yeah.
He replaces Jim Harbaugh. Kalen DeBoer replaces Nick Saban. This team just won a national championship. Alabama had been in the college football playoff literally every single year since its existence, since it started. And then to see that happen, top of a day where, as a Big Ten person, I was feeling pretty good about the state of football in my conference. And then to watch that, I honestly was stunned at the way that Alabama came out. I was wondering to myself, is this a team that actually took this seriously? Because it sure didn't look like it in the middle of that game.
Well, remember, the SEC is undefeated in games that they actually care about. Yeah. In games in which they don't really care, they, whatever happens. And I'll be honest with you, right from the jump, I knew Alabama was in trouble because God bless the directors of the Reliant West Bowl as they're kind of showcasing players, kind of getting ready. They're giving them kind of the flavor of the game. You sit there and you see Michigan. There's a Michigan defender is off, and he's giving this win one for the Gipper speech. He's going crazy, and I'm like, all right, this guy's locked in. And you looked over at Alabama sideline, Jalen Milroe warming up, and the rest of the Alabama players, and it looked like they were getting ready to sit down and do their tax return, for 2024. It's like, all right, we're here. And right from the jump, Michigan just absolutely devoured Alabama's offensive line. I mean, you're seeing it right now over on television if you're watching this. It was not even close. And Jalen Milroe has been prone to make some mistakes, and he's also prone to look like Superman. I mean, this is such a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde team. I go back and look at what Alabama did at LSU, and they dismantled him. I mean, Milroe basically was the governor of the state of Louisiana for the last two seasons, what he's done to LSU, and yet then you come up here in a bowl game, and I'm thinking, all right, Michigan has duct tape, baling wire, and Courtney Cronin playing on their defensive line, and sure enough, they absolutely destroyed the Tide. And frankly, it's an embarrassing loss for Alabama, and one that Kalen DeBoer has to make sure now that they don't get really, really wobbly wheels going forward, because the brand that Alabama has really lost its luster in the last year. Not going to lie, right? Because when you got off the bus and you saw it was Alabama, those colors, and you knew Nick Saban, the greatest coach in the history of the game, was on that sideline, you had already won 80% of the game. Now everybody's just they see blood in the water, and it's like this chum, and everybody's circling. This is everybody's going to come after the Dallas Cowboys. That's basically what Alabama have become right now, is a team that's they're pretty good, but I don't think they're ever going to get back to the greatness. Now, Cowboys, their greatness was 25 years ago. Bama's was 3 years ago. It feels like 20 years ago now.
Yeah, in the college football world, in terms of that, it certainly does. And all of the questions that had been milling about around Kalen DeBoer for weeks now. I mean, all the games they were double-digit favorites in, and then they end up losing those games. This team looks more like the team that lost to Oklahoma than the one that beat Georgia.
Yeah.
That's an aberration. That was the aberration of the season, the anomaly, the one time that happened where you're like, that's the Alabama of old. You close your eyes, at least for the first half of that game, you're like, that could have been coached by Nick Saban. That team could have been coached by Kalen DeBoer, and you wouldn't really be able to differentiate between the two. What's happened here is making me wonder, does he need to clean house in terms of the roster? He inherited a roster that he ended up keeping together, kept Jalen Milroe for another year. Who knows? Does Jalen Milroe turn pro? Does he want to transfer and go somewhere else? I don't know what his future holds, but they didn't care yesterday Maybe a Nick Saban team that would have been in the same situation and wouldn't have cared. I mean, that's the obvious thing. I'd love to know what their Snapchat scores were throughout the week, because this feels like a team that went to a bowl game looking to have a good time and get some free stuff. Not a team that wanted to go in and prove, hey, we were left out of the college football playoff. We're going to show you why we were left out of the college football playoffs.
Yeah, and again, I take some umbrage of everyone coming in and going, well, this your champion, this is the guy that you guys wanted to come in. And I go, well, hold up. I didn't say this about FSU when a lot of those guys opted out against Georgia the year prior. I go, oh, this is why FSU didn't belong in the college football playoff in 2023. Now, I don't look at that being the case about Alabama and what they brought out. When you start having players opt out, like, I'm fine with the bowl experience being whatever you want it to be. And ultimately, for Alabama, some players decided that they weren't going to play in that game. Would they have played in the college football playoff? Absolutely. I don't think that there's a doubt in there. So I don't think you're comparing apples to apples right there. I do want to hear from Kalen DeBoer, though, because while we discuss what we think Alabama's season was and the Michigan season was, I want to hear him give his own thoughts about, did he think this was a successful first year at the time?
Every time you're in the locker room and you have something like this, it's disappointing. I think there's a lot of things that you take from it. I mean, I know that the guys that hung in there, that probably played their last game in the crimson and white, they wouldn't have had it any other way, as far as to show the grit, show the determination, to show the competitiveness. They stayed the course. There's a whole lot more. I just think that really goes into the last 12 months. People see what happens on a Saturday. It's guys choosing to stay here, guys choosing to go from one week to the next, when you're on a little bit of a roller coaster through the middle of the season, and as long as we learn from it, then to me, then it can be a success moving forward.
Yeah, Courtney, what I take from that is Kalen DeBoer, I didn't believe a damn good coach. I also believe he's complete opposite of Nick Saban. And the fact of, Saban, in certain ways, you walked into that room, whether you liked it or not, he was going to hold you accountable, and you were scared blankless of him every single day, from the staffers and the people who work for him. But what it did was it created some excellence. And I think what you have with Alabama right now is a roster that was built upon Nick Saban and that attitude, and a roster of some transfer guys that he had to put in here that are more of the Kalen DeBoer type players. And that was, I wouldn't say oil and water, but it just didn't mesh nearly as well. And that's to be expected. Now, the big question is what you talk about in the roster overhaul for Alabama. I don't believe Jalen Milroe is going to be back coming up next year. So what's your quarterback situation going to be? And more importantly, all of those Saban guys are gone. Does the Kalen DeBoer style, does that work now with his new players coming into a very competitive SEC?
Yeah, and he now has a year under his belt of what worked, what didn't, how to establish the culture that he wants. Like, anybody who wants to look at Kalen DeBoer and say, wow, what a terrible decision that Alabama made hiring him to replace the legend in Nick Saban, the guy's won everywhere he's been. I know that it's unfathomable to people in Tuscaloosa and the southeast region of the United States to think that Alabama could have a 4-loss season, including the bowl game. But this is a transition period. It's a period of one head coach, one identity to another, and I think that you have to take your lumps with that. You have to go through the hard times where there might be the highs of the highs, whether it's the LSU win, the Georgia win, and then the lows of the lows being Vanderbilt, Tennessee, certainly this game, Oklahoma. It's now, what do you do with that? How do you establish a culture that breeds accountability, where you don't have players out of bowl games? It's just fine if you want to do it, for games that matter. And how do you treat games like this that they matter? Because this looks like a team that gave Michigan every opportunity with a second-string defense playing to come in there and punch them in the mouth and embarrass them. And that's exactly what happened.
And it's a credit to Sherrone Moore in Michigan for not having a bunch of those players to going out there and winning that game to cap off and really kind of springboard into next season. You're telling me you're going to beat Alabama and you beat Ohio State. You're going to call that a very successful season as you trying to make that transition. That was a transition year for the Wolverines. We'll see how they go forward. All right, coming up. There's something about the college football playoff that's been absolutely just crushing me, and I think it's going to crush the teams coming up.
Anticipation all across the college football landscape for this matchup.
This is not a normal matchup. Two teams ranked in the top 10, colliding right here in the middle of the season, trying to make a strong statement, big playoff implications. As we'll see the number 2 team in the country, the Michigan Wolverines, taking on the 10th-ranked team, the Illinois Fighting Illini. 3A Sports College Football. I'm Chris Fowler. It's going to move with Kirk Street. I think we've talked long enough, Kirk. Let's get this game going. Wolverines will kick this away to get us going.
We are now, 48 hours removed-ish from the end of the 2024 season. It's a weird one.
Then it comes out of the 25.
Tons of Ohio State fans to innocuous memes.
Possession of the game. And
still so salty
star tight end.
Michigan.
Emphasis.
By you questions. So for the first time in the new year, we are getting to your Michigan questions on the Michigan Mailbag right here on this episode of Lockdown Wolverines.
This position creatively, I mean, this guy's as good as any of them.
Yeah, you nailed it, Chris. We've seen tight ends have a big impact in college football in the past, but what this guy is doing right now is unbelievable. Speed of a wide receiver, size and power of an offensive lineman. We're looking at a freak out there today.
Lockdown Podcast
Network line up. It's first down.
He'll hand it off. Wolverines player for USA Today's Sports Media. Highly regretting. You were getting an episode today. Because if I would stay in Florida like I had intended, there would be no episode. Because I was going to take a mini vacation. Decided to push that to February.
Looks to the left. Pass caught.
Anyhow,
They bring down the receiver,
we're going to get right to it. Starting, again, we're getting to all of your questions. It doesn't matter how late I call for that 78 questions or 79 questions. It's absolutely insane. So we are getting to those fast questions regularly, as well as some new covers in the third segment. There is one new cover in segment 2 leading us on. Let's start with our leaders and best, starting with Josh Barr at Chattahoochee. I think the common sentiment among the fan base is that the offense can't be worse than it was this year. What are the top 3 things that need to take place in the offseason to turn things around on that side of the ball in actuality? Well, they've already got one of them, and that's the quarterback. Well, they've got 2 technically.
Quarterback drops back in the shotgun, looking for a receiver.
He
finds a wide-open receiver. They forgot about him downfield. Explosive gain across midfield. So spot on about the 35.
Before the game. And a name that you would all know at this point.
Off the play fake on first down.
They said that the biggest recruiting tool they have that they already have,
but he's short of the stick.
That already exists. Was Bryce Hunter's yards. A number of guys who were considering going into the portal after the season, and then they saw Bryce Hunter practice and said, never mind, here's Dank. So they've already finally been there. I mean, yes, you got the quarterback, you need more receivers. They love Skylar Bell from UConn. They think.
Here's the
a lot of you probably look at Zachariah Branch.
Push up 2, so it's 2nd and 8.
I don't know. Michael Hudson, 5-star that left Texas Tech to go out of nowhere. Maybe he ended up at Texas Tech. I don't remember that, but that's how they look at Skylar Bell. They think he is like an elite guy. They're still working on a wide receiver.
This one goes nowhere. What they get back to the line of scrimmage.
Adding 2 playoff games yesterday with Dave Floor. But I know Chris Vallis had initially reported this, that there is one that certainly agents is very interested in Michigan. So we'll see if that is. I have no idea what is with that. So we'll see. But I think that you need that. And I would be kind of fine with the offensive line that we saw.
Great connection between this quarterback and receiver on that one. And now they're in business.
They're working on Lily Fama.
Fights his way into the end zone. Touchdown, fighting the lineup.
So I think those are the real big things.
That is a dream start to the offense. What an opening possession.
Justice Haynes,
Oh, they scoop it up. Can they make something happen here?
If they tried to find another tight end,
so the Michigan Wolverines offense out there for their first possession. Well, it's not easy to narrow down the impact players in just a few guys, Kirk. What do you expect from them today?
Well, we got guys that can make plays as well as anybody in the country on both sides of the ball. That's why I think this matchup is so exciting. Two good teams with great individual players.
If nothing else, will be back
inside the 10. And he'll be tackled after a solid.
Because, I mean, that offense wasn't setting anybody anything on fire in terms of overall
offense back on the field.
Most explosive offenses.
Just underway, and this crowd is fired up and ready to make a difference today. Out of the shotgun, he hands it off.
Right, so
they tackle him right at the 35-yard line.
That if it's a top 5 offensive line, I mean,
opening up some holes and giving the running back room to run on first down. Plays like this can open up the playbook for the play caller, allow him to make that defense think, are they going to run? Maybe play action, maybe throw the ball downfield.
Takes it out to the 44. That's good for a first down.
Michigan can achieve its vision that it
had that first down right now. Football. You think about Michigan, you think of so many legacy, incredible backs that they've had over the years. Tim Biakabatuka, Tyrone Wheatley.
Breaks into the clear. It's a strike. Explosive play. Offense will set up now inside the 30-yard line. The Wolverines have first and 10 here.
It doesn't necessarily mean it will all the time, but it will be able to. It will certainly be running. And we'll have a defense that's going to be impossible to do anything against.
Offense getting set. It's second down.
And it's that. And from a talent perspective,
handoff here from the shotgun. Got space, looking to score.
And I think that the building, it looks like kind of like it's moving down, like as much as you see like other.
Chris, he broke free from the line of scrimmage. I thought he might have a 10 or 15-yard gain, but he shows you the speed.
Yeah, they don't need that as a starter necessarily. They need those as backups.
Automatic on the BAT.
Impressed by in the bowl game, well, obviously the defense. I was
shocked to see that
the defense was able to just get through the Alabama line like it was
25. So the fighting line of offense is back
2 games in a row, man.
Passing game was clicking beautifully in the last drive, right down for a touchdown. Let's see if they can do it again.
To get the job done the way that they were. Yeah, they're going to have some lapses, but I mean,
first play of the drive,
look at like the Rose Bowl last year, the national championship.
The running back in the flat.
And you can look at any
defense surrounds him. Just a short gain on that completion. Illinois got quick
Ohio State to 10 points and Alabama to 13 is just an unbelievable job. Number 2 in your opinion right now is Michigan playoff team next year. At this point, I would say yes. I think they've got the pieces. And I think that they've figured things out. They have a little bit of a reset now.
Third down play for the offense.
Because you are losing a lot of that leadership. You are losing a lot of that team. But what you saw on defense
from the shotgun
side of what?
Receiver makes the grab. He brings it down, but he makes the 40-yard line. That's a solid game.
What you saw against Alabama, players were playing.
You just continue to see the chemistry between these two. And they told us yesterday in our production meeting, they spent hours and hours of working and developing that chemistry and that rhythm by throwing together throughout those summer months. Man, it's starting to really pay off. He's become his security blanket for the quarterback, especially on third down. Give him the ball.
It's going to be
looking to throw it on first down. And the sophomores got him for a sack.
Just outstanding combination of quickness and strength here by this Michigan defensive line. Makes me think of Aiden Hutchinson, who of course played here recently. Going back to guys like Rashawn Gary, Lamar Woodley, Frank Clark. Great tradition of Michigan defensive linemen on full display right now.
They bring him down after a solid gain, but it's still well short of the first down mark.
KRT at Parker 84. That's one time. Back to the question. I remember hearing Jay Davis' parents said why not to play in Europe.
Dropping back, he's going to throw for the first down.
I heard that rumor as well. I can't verify the grass comes up with a sack, but I just think it was.
Nothing is more gratifying for a defense to be able to sit back and play zone and still get pressure on the quarterback with your defensive front.
Being a quarterback is
down, they'll punt it away here.
Then get the ball, drop back, locate guy, throw a ball. It's
Michigan offense coming back out on the field.
Basically,
possession last time they punched into the end zone, and the defense come up with a stop this time.
Especially in Michigan's offense. It is
got his man wide open.
open.
Certainly it's
And
not
a huge gain before he's forced out of bounds. Big yard to set up a fresh set of downs.
Should have been at times.
Offense showing a bunch formation now.
But
That is great arm strength and accuracy by this quarterback. Let's not forget the wide receiver's job of bringing it in for that big game.
Oh, and nothing but green grass ahead. Tackled at the 1-yard line. Couldn't quite get in. An excellent run.
I think
the running back looks like he's possessed on that run. No defender could get two hands on him long enough to bring him down, so he picks up a lot of those yards after contact.
21:56. Any update on Davis Moore? And I just know it's a lower leg injury. Don't know as far as that's concerned. How confident are you in the three-headed monster at running back next year?
Michigan has the lead here at the end of the quarter. Check out the stats
really
now.
Good. Justice Haynes is really, really good. I think he's your starter. And then Benjamin Hall. I was a little disappointed with Benjamin Hall in the whole game, but at the same time, I don't think that they really put him in a very good position to succeed.
They've had the break to talk about it. Now we begin the quarter with the offense set up second and goal.
So don't get me wrong. He's not like a sweet guy, but I would like to see him someone like off guard, like between tackle and guard, gap type of stuff. Rather than Michigan gap runs.
There's a run call on third and goal.
Maybe use
powers into the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan.
Now, again, he's not necessarily one that you can say, hey,
theme here, Chris, today. That's his second touchdown. The offensive line doing their job, and he's doing an outstanding job of just reading the defense, finding the hole, and being able to pick up big yards and touchdowns.
Spencer Whitmore, did we break Bama? It kind of feels like
inside the 10-yard line.
I guess 1 year.
And the coverage team gets the returner to the ground.
Breaking Bama, but it kind of feels that way. Any big plans for the offseason? The only plan really is to watch Big Culture podcast at some point. Hopefully, get our first interviews.
Here's the first play of the drive now, backed up at the 15.
I'll give you a preview. People who said yes to it.
Now from the shotgun.
And if it doesn't happen, it's probably
it's a solid game. Moves the ball out to the 28. That run is good for first down yardage, and he set it down for this offense.
We're going to have Lamar Morgan, the secondary coach. We're going to have
out of the shotgun, we'll hand it off. Breaks the tackle on the play. It's a decent game. Second down after that run.
The others have said yes, and hoping after the playoff is done, or at least whenever, we're going to hopefully have a trade
play fake. He'll look to throw it.
Talk to both of them, and that's
he finds the running back in the flat.
So that is the plan for the offseason.
Great play by the defense. Offense needing to keep this drive alive. It's a third down play. Looking to pick up the first down through the air. Caught near the sticks. Sanders. Not much
Probably not enough time to get to all of them.
Well, it's third down. The defense knows he's going to get the ball. You still can't stop the quarterback finding this receiver to be able to pick up another first down for this offense.
Looking to throw now on first down. Pass is intercepted. Going the other way, can they catch him? Past the 20. Brings the interception all the way back. Touchdown, Wolverines. Well, the takeaway and the touchdown, that is just a dream play for any defender.
Which other ways that you can win players
I
score a
just love the
touchdown,
fact
how
that
many
he got his
points
eyes
each team
turned around,
scores,
found
so
the
much
football,
worse. This was
and then has the
FanDuel.com.
athletic
Join the
ability
day.
to
That's
be able to
FanDuel.com for a chance
Then
at
he goes back to
$250
high
bonus
school
bets.
running
Make every
back
goal
days
with
and
Fan.
shows what he can do with the ball in his hands and takes it all the way back for a touchdown. Beautiful thing.
And the returner will be brought down. So the Illinois offense heads back out onto the field. It'll be interesting to see if this quarterback can bounce back.
One person to lead off. I don't know if you've ever
The first play of the drive now coming up from the 17-yard line. First down, throw the football. It's a quick grab. And a nice first down game there. They get him down, but
start
very
off
close to the first down mark. Illinois lining up quickly here.
Well, you can tell the quarterback knew exactly what he wanted to do with the football. He was going to that in route no matter what. He hits it for a nice game.
It's nothing like the Xavier that he is thing. He's all in for what I've been told again by someone that every single one of you would trust. I've heard that it's not admission, but it is an administrative issue. So it's not like he's trying to get through admissions or get the universities to pick it up or anything like that. It's an administrative issue. I know what that issue is, and I have no concerns. It's going to get done. It's just going to take maybe a few more days before it becomes official.
That's all I can really say about that. Without betraying the trust of those.
Finds his target.
Generic at ERKJ 72. You think any of the coaches that gambled this offseason? It doesn't seem like it.
Pressure from your defensive line. You're going to give a quarterback a lot of time to be able to find an open receiver and eventually get the first down. Not surprised at all that they're able to convert.
I think that instead of upending things, like right, you look at the offensive line, they got better first down.
They bring him down with the veteran quarterback.
Say that just was they went and got Juan Castillo as an analyst, and that is a bigger deal than it was when he was here in 2019 because he can actively coach.
On 1st and 10,
so it's like you have essentially two coaches. You know, well, you got two. Now you've got like a more reliable guy in terms of having experience, being able to be in the background and say, all right, here's what we need to do. Because I know because I've got decades of experience in Grammys. So they're set. They're looking good. Jake Mario, why didn't UT and Oregon follow the blueprint Michigan laid out to beat Ohio State?
First down.
It could be humorous. Part of it is just that they, you know, there is a blueprint, yes, but you also have to keep in mind Michigan had 2 game records up front.
First down,
and
we're going to throw the ball.
3, Rayshon Benny, Mason Graham, Kenneth Grant.
That one falls incomplete.
So other teams didn't necessarily have that. You look at what Tennessee did, like they went into that game thinking they had one of the best defensive lines in the country. They couldn't do anything against that front. And kind of the same thing.
And as a result,
I think it has less to do with the bracketing of the receivers up top. Or on the back end, rather.
Takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Illinois.
This guy can do it all. We've seen him go behind coverage.
That was the difference. Michigan constantly generated pressure on Howard, and there was nothing. So they didn't even attempt down.
This one leads him into the end zone.
That's the thing that's so amazing. So I just don't think that they didn't follow the blueprint. I mean, we're getting that Jeremiah Smith just run wild a couple times. But I just think that they could have. Why did you bring rain gear to the game? It's Florida, man. Well, here's the thing. I said I didn't bring rain gear. Technically, that's not true. It's just that I brought ineffective rain gear. It still packed in my camera bag. It doesn't work. The last time I used it was against Minnesota. And I think that my camera was more wet by having rain gear on it than it was. So I didn't bring effective rain gear because I haven't changed. I haven't bought any replacements. And I also knew that the rain was going to be super hot, so I was like, whatever. I can just duck in the tunnel for a minute.
Offense getting set up. Here's
ultimately,
second down.
I went to the press conference room where they had food and stuff, so I was like, oh, I have food while I wait, right? Watch some of this on TV. Just for, you know, it was only
looking downfield. It's Davis. This pass is on target, caught, and uses his speed to pick up solid yardage.
What are your thoughts on the way the defense played as a direct result of there's a 0% chance the offense can bail them out?
And when I played, I used to have defensive guys come down and tell me when we had a long drive, how much it would allow them to rest and go out and play dominant football.
Wink Martinell would tell you, and he has
incomplete, even
that it had nothing to do with him understanding how to
heavy
college players and college players themselves
second down coming up.
Communicate with us better. Simplify things. I think there's also a mix of not doing a bunch of like exotic looks and all these other crazy things.
Damon, why are they suddenly playing like that?
This quarterback's got to be so frustrated. He's got an open receiver. He makes a good throw with a good route from his intended target. But this defensive back makes a heck of a play on the ball and knocks it away.
And you got to keep in mind, it's the same defense.
Good enough for a first down.
3 years. So
nice find there.
A lot of these guys weren't downgraded, but I think that we kind of felt like he was asking them to do some different things and that created some confusion, and now they're just, they just all know what to do and how to play that.
Touchdown, Michigan.
Edwin Simmons at Simmons underscore Edwin.
Don't let him throw the football over your
next
head.
year. If anyone doesn't know what that means,
really wonder if it was some kind of miscommunication. If I'm the defensive coordinator, I pull my defensive backs over, make sure everybody's on the same page and getting the right call.
That would go good. Should Michigan very traditionally get sorry, that's I'm moving on to Cutler accident. He said Lord Marshall's an every down back. Yes. Maybe, but they're going to do it by committee. I do think that it would probably be Justice Haynes and then that's my guess. But I mean, that could be like this year, it could be interchangeable at any point, right? Or like Blake Corum started the year as basically the starter. Son hasn't finished it as the starter.
Catch man on the sideline, but he's short of the sticks.
They
go down there after picking up a few yards. Not going to be enough for the first.
I'm not the one I really call for 9. Michigan's new model B. To those we pay will be champions.
He's running out of time here.
That's just kind of all
It's a sack for the defense.
All of college football at this point. Michigan great tradition to get a mascot. Certainly not. They already have a mascot.
Sack after sack. Well, you've got to think about changing things up. Snap count.
Did we ever hire Poji?
Anything at
I've
all
been
to
told.
help this
I didn't ask about it again, but I was told
so
by
far in this game.
tertiary source that I trust that it was basically done. But you know,
punt team now on to kick it away.
Go through the paces and all these things. It didn't need to be like announced immediately, but I do believe that will get done if it's not done already. Chubbs GB at Talk with Chubbs. Happy New Year and hope all is well. Thank you very much.
They get him down.
Game Derek Moore had. You think that was enough to change his mind about staying, or do you think that performance solidified his sentiments and why he's coming back? I don't think he'll change his mind, but that doesn't mean an NFL agent can't be in his head and say, "Hey, bro, you might be a first-round pick." He had
this one is not returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone.
But I think that he needs, like, here's the thing. He goes now, it's probably like, he might be a top 3 round pick. I think that someone might take a flyer on there. But he might not be. I think if he comes back and does what we saw against Alabama,
he's a nice game like that. Those offensive linemen have to sustain their blocks. Give him a chance in a really nice game.
So
looking to throw.
I think that he'll end up staying, but certainly it was a type of game that could, you know,
it's complete.
Change his mind a little bit. Here's hope that it stays. Jared Book,
spotted at the
34.
The offense operating at peak efficiency. They come to the line again. Keep it on
After
the ground.
that showing on Tuesday, I think we need an update on Ty Haywood. Do you think he's still coming, or is he like back in Alabama? Thanks. Steve Wolfond reported that he's Bama's out, basically.
Success here this afternoon.
It sounds like it's Michigan, Texas Tech. I think another nicely there by the schools. He's gonna do his visits, right? So you gotta wait.
Try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense is countered over the years by trying to play out.
I still feel good about it. I think Michigan, shook the most.
I like the call here, but you can't run long, developing play-action passes like that.
Mary Mitchell, showing his uncanny ability to just to keep a game just out of reach of the opponent, but shouldn't be worried about playing the player. I certainly was during this game. But I think that'll change with the high-powered offense, which they will.
Is good, and they stretch
the
lead a little bit more. Kickoff team is on
Michigan is like Iowa,
away.
but like able to beat teams, better teams than Iowa can, because they've got the athletes that can do it that way. So, AJK4UM at AJK4UM. Very curious whether you see an offensive transition coming from the offense. Should be a very conservative guy, but Lindsey seems like he has a much more aggressive play calling style. It could also affect the entire makeup of the team because 2024 Michigan depended on a running game to soak clock while their defense plays lights out, forcing teams into low scoring fights. See Michigan has to do. If you're throwing the ball more, you can get into more games like OSU versus Oregon playoff, which goes back to Richard. No.
From the pocket, delivers over the middle.
He wants to have a 3,000-yard passer and a 3,000. He has a commitment to running. Everything starts with running. Yes, he throws the ball a lot, but think of it as just being like asking JJ to throw just a little bit more. Right? I don't think they're going to throw first. That doesn't mean that they won't throw first.
This guy and his speed will continue to have a field goal.
We're running late on time. We got to push. Great Bambino X, X, counting roughly 13 open roster spots is realistic to expect us to fill late signing additions, or should we expect some walk-ons to be awarded scholarships to fill spots? Goodstall is a guy that deserves a spot. I've had him
that's the thing.
I mean, I think he's a
good job all around. Offensive line gives the quarterback enough time.
I think there will be more additions than you maybe expect based on
this conversation. All he has to do is get his head turned around.
I'll say
that football is already in the end zone for the touchdown.
But I think, like, I mean, you look at some of the guys that they're going to be bringing in, whether there was a couple of those recruits here, Mathis, Ty Haywood, you look at, Skylar Bell, they're trying to get Lily Famo, probably one or two more receivers, a defensive tackle, linebacker. There's a lot of cornerback, still a lot of places that they could go, and I wouldn't be surprised if they added like 10 more transfers and two commitments as well. Brett Byer at Brett Byer 6. Are they looking for an O-line transfer? Are there any that we should expect to keep an eye on? Well, I just mentioned Falmo. So there you go. 2 more here we got to rush through, and my apologies to both of you. Heminger, Jacob, any clue on this mystery playoff wide receiver that's being hinted at in entering the portal? If so, don't have to say a name, but is it a younger player Michigan heavily involved with this
the kickoff team on the field now.
I would consider it a very long shot. I honestly have no idea, and I was not told even.
That's a deep kickoff, hammered out the back of the end zone for a touchdown.
Target for Life 8. Are you surprised we didn't see any Jaden Davis, especially after
back out on the field? They scored a touchdown on the last possession. Let's see if this defense has been able to come up with some adjustments and stop him this time. You bring him down, but he makes the 4-yard line. That's a solid game.
And
hey, whether it's been on the inside or bouncing things to the outside, this guy has shown you everything that he has to offer, and a big part of the reason why they're enjoying this nice lead.
We're going to continue on.
They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. Important second down play coming up.
College football playoff game is an incredible experience that brings fans together like never before.
Running back has it on the screen now. The defense are all over him. Stop him right at the line. They come to the line. A long way to go.
Games on this group, each of the games on picks that makes getting tickets for a month even
right now.
easier. It filters out all the time to show you only the incredible deals.
Contact as he let the ball go. Incomplete. As hit as he threw the
Recently,
ball.
I used game time picks for my tickets for games.
I see what the quarterback's trying to do here. He's holding on to that football to the last possible second to give that play a chance. But he held it just a little bit too long. The defense is able to hit him to force that incompletion.
He's hit as he throws it. Incomplete. A huge fourth down stand by this defense.
Purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code LOCKDOWNCollege for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price. Guaranteed.
Why is nobody blocking this guy? Kendrick Bell, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
All right, we got about 4.5 minutes.
All you had to do was fucking block. All you had to do was your fucking job.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. It's a short completion to the big tight end. Defense finally brings him down, but a nice jump play.
The tight end drag route is the perfect option for an offense looking to scheme that position open for some yardage. Perfect execution here for a first down.
To get him down quickly, not much of a gain on that completion. Offense cranking up the tempo.
No source I heard this from, so I feel bad because I might have been hearing it.
Play fake, looking to throw the
football.
I
think I heard it from a non-colleague.
It's an
there were, I'm not going to mention names, but there were some quarterbacks that were not going to go in December and to join Michigan, and Jim Harbaugh was saying he liked what we had. So I spring those guys were long. So that is what it is. But you know what? It's valuable life
on lesson. The shotgun, it's a handoff. He's finally tackled out the 2-yard line.
Jim Bergsma,
15-40 down on the field after the last play.
Decision.
Take a timeout.
I would imagine sometime the next week, those guys who are on defense, like him, Max Bredesen, I'm sure that we'll know about a week, maybe 2 weeks.
And the quarterback is going to make a play through the air.
Chip Lindsey coming in, how much do you think the offensive scheme will change? Been 70-30 on run pass. I assume they narrated the underlift capable wide receiver chips QB expertise. No, it's not really an area. Even he did learn the air from in
and the Michigan offense back out on the field.
But the experience that we've seen is
I know this defense worked very hard at halftime to come up with answers on how to try to slow down this running back after the big first half. And he's already at it again.
Actual production.
They flip it to him on the jet sweep.
I think it's about closer to 50-50 in terms of actual ratio.
This is a great job of being prepared by this defense, almost anticipating this play. They're in position to bring him down for a loss.
But certainly concept-wise, in terms of routes,
an explosive play. They finally got him, but at the 40.
Does he stay with first and 10 here?
Receiver in motion now. Here comes a jet sweep.
Rodney MCT, how good is wide receiver? He executed. It was hard to gauge the talent. They didn't have a quarterback who throw accurate into the passes. Those didn't have until like later in the year, guys were able
enough yards to move the sticks. Trying to flex the ground
game
next
year it'll be a have to prove that with some like coming in, guys entering year 2. This one is getting Kenny Goodwin. We have Tamari Longer to be healthy, and then Mason Donovan McColley and presumably Skylar Bell and another one or two.
They're getting enough of a push.
I think it was still fast and different. GB to 24. Any idea if Sharon plans to continue to handle the team trips that Harbaugh did? Feel like those were huge culture builders. I don't think so, so I think that money's going to NIL. I think that's just kind of where they're at, based on what I heard. Rex Leah last NIL running Ohio State to win it all. Keep day extended for years to come. Yes, you are right. You should not hold that. You should not hold back. I think you should want them to do what they've done and then lose. Yeah, so that they don't suddenly have that.
It's a really good, solid run.
Base, no, you think Bryce Weaver would have been able to start, or do you think Julian Davis makes the team who gets the job? If you think Bryce gets it, do you think Davis is the board? Davis said he's not planning on hitting the portal. I think he's one of those guys that will get his degree and then maybe hit the portal if he doesn't get playing time. I think he's going to be your day one starter, but I think absolutely you'll see
we go with the direct snap.
The starter. Richard Schumacher at RW's that's a player, defensive player in this year's roster that we were talking about today. But going to have a breakout season.
Get to a third down. 25 seconds left. Come up with a way to be able to keep this drive alive. Keep hope alive that you can come back in this game. You're relying on reliable that offensive line and come through for you.
Heads out of bounds after a solid game, more than enough to make up a first down.
Anyway, that's going to do it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We will talk to you again very soon. As in Friday, tomorrow. Peace.
He's going to hand this off. It's a 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8 coming up.
See, that's how you limit what an offense wants to do. This time, the defense just won the battle up front at the line of scrimmage, not giving up any big plays. Everybody's gapped.
Football comes out, and the ball will bounce out of bounds, so they avoid the turnover.
What's up, Chris? Yeah.
This should be the last play of the quarter coming up. They'll give it to the back.
R-Truth, you never know what you're going to get. Bringing the ladder out in the middle of the Royal Rumble? That was a fan's idea. The crowd starts getting behind him. They co-signed the book. What's the impromptu thing you're most proud of? The Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar thing. You've got a hell of a career. Still ain't done yet. That's the thing. I think I want to be here. That's it. R-Truth's out of here. You're finally making this happen, my friend. Yeah. Oh, man.
As time runs out in the third quarter. As we take a break to flip ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the current national rankings.
You do not age. It's incredible. I wish I didn't age. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Now entering the final period of play, is there an epic comeback?
If you look at a clip of you from 10 years ago, you look the exact same as you do right now. I get that a lot. I get a lot of that online as well, too, so I like that. Yeah, is there a secret to staying young, looking young? Daniel Bryan always said this. I don't have a...
We're going to find out. Down late, they'll keep the offense on the field, trying to chip away at this lead. Fourth down, looking to throw for it. Finds his man, has the first down. Moves the ball to 35, another first down.
Boy, defense is in the right coverage here. Looked like they had exactly what they wanted to be able to come up with a stop here on fourth down. But there's the timing between a quarterback and the receiver. They knew exactly where they needed to go. Great timing and a first down.
The pocket breaking down. And the junior able to get home with the sack.
Chris, I'm really surprised by the way this game has turned out. That's another sack by this defense. They've done such a great job of preparing a plan to get ready for one of the top quarterbacks in the country. They've kept him out of sync, applied pressure, and a big part of the reason they're enjoying this lead right now.
Did you always think that you'd be doing this for a living?
And the defense swarms not much of a gain on that completion.
I love what the defense is doing here. Sitting back, giving up some plays underneath, tackling these guys inbounds, and just keep that clock rolling.
On third and very long, looking to throw. Looks downfield and connects with a wide-open wide receiver. An explosive play. They finally get it down with the offense very near to the red zone. Fans of the defense got to be frustrated. The offense cannot be stopped here. They'll run it here. That's the running back with the ball. Tackled, but only after picking up a fresh set of downs.
Well, depending on the temperament of the head coach, he's either turning to the bench and screaming, where in the heck was that all game? Or maybe he's just kind of keeping that to himself, thinking, all right, maybe this is something to build on. Maybe something positive can come out of this. He's going to have some bad games from time to time. We'll see how he gets his team ready in the future.
You're just
that right there,
the dream, right?
That's what they've been looking for all game.
How does it start to feel like something to actually chase after?
Trying for the end zone, running it right up the gut. And he will be stuffed for no gain.
Well, they keep trying to run the football, and they keep getting dominated at the line of scrimmage. That has been a theme throughout this entire game. We've talked about it earlier in the game. It's not...
Makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown,
Illinois. That character as a wrestler.
How about that, Chris? The quarterback does a nice job of getting the ball out of his hands quickly, and why not? With a receiver like this who can run like that, get him the ball as fast as you can and let him do his thing.
He's not going to get there. The two-point try fails. They can't cut into this deficit any further. Looks like they're lining up to attempt an onside kick. And the hand seam able to recover the football.
I was here because our truth. That's up and down.
And the Wolverines' offense is back on the field. Pre-snap motion from the offense. A pop pass on the jet sweep. He shreds the tackle. He's brought down, but they went backwards after the completion. Good work by the defense.
Well, that's one of those plays that works better against certain defensive looks, but not every defense is the same. They were all over that one. Let's see if they continue to tackle the outside of the perimeter to set something up downfield.
Empty backfield. Offense spreading the field with 5 wide. Pressure is coming. That's a nice scramble there. A big gain, but not enough for the first down.
Well, it's second down and forever. You know they're going to throw the ball. They want to throw the ball, but to the credit of the defense, there's just nothing open. How about this quarterback? Instead of throwing the ball away, he picks up some big yards. They got a real shot here now on third down.
And now the offense will call a timeout here. Something they didn't like about what they saw there. Wanting to make an adjustment for this critical down. Fires it to the wideout. It's caught downfield. They bring him down, but a big chunky yardage on the play.
Man, they're already up big in this game, and now they're taking shots downfield. They're just looking to pour it on right now. Still throwing the football and vertical shots.
Look at your resume and they'll go.
Defense gets him down, but they'll take the gain on that play.
I think this defense keeps thinking about them throwing the football, and by doing that, they're opening up running lanes. Good positive yards there by the running back.
Touchdown, Wolverines. And this one is getting ugly.
Wait, Chris, 1, 2, 3, this is his 4th rushing touchdown in this game alone. This guy has a chance to not only be player of the game, maybe player of the week in the whole sport.
And they tack on the extra point. Kickoff team has come on the field now to send this one away.
Everybody's talent. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, we all got talent. It's talent.
And this won't be returnable out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Illinois sends the offense back out on the field. The first play of the drive now from the 25.
Emotionally, spiritually, physically, I was just...
On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. It's incomplete. He was hit as he threw. Good pass rush there on 1st down.
This defense is having their way with this offensive line. That quarterback doesn't have a chance. Every time he drops back to throw, he's getting ear-hole.
And the sack is made. That's a nice play there by the sophomore. Looks like a player is down injured at that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check it out. Well, a serious challenge for this offense. You don't want to be in 3rd and long inside your own 20. How much of a risk will they take to try to pick up? Here's a shot toward the right sideline. The QB throws his 3rd pick of the day. Big takeaway. Now looking for a big return. Return to pick 6. Touchdown, Michigan. And they get set now to try the PAT. And the kick is up and good. They tack on a point to their lead. Kickoff team is on the field. Let's see if they give the returner a chance to bring this one back. Doesn't bring the kick out. Touchback. They'll start at the 25. So the Illinois offense heads back out onto the field. They have got to bounce back on this possession after throwing a pick 6 last time out here.
Maybe I should do this.
Looking to throw it on 1st down. Goes to his right side there for the completion.
Where we can see
they bring it
this
down.
happening. This is making it happen
35.
for us.
A completion good for a 1st down. The offense working with a new set of downs here. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun. Makes the catch. It's Sanders. He's brought down quickly as short gain gets him a few yards closer to the marker.
Well, the defense didn't have any time at all to get pressure on the quarterback. He gets the ball out of his hands pretty quickly on the hitch to the receiver.
Quarterback wants to throw it on 2nd down. Receiver makes the grab. Take it down, but not before he makes the 1st down. Wideout's now clustered. And looking to throw now on 1st down. Looks to the left, and it's complete. There's really a 2-minute warning here. This offense needing to score and then get the football back.
I can't be like on the spot.
What's the play call here on 2nd down for this offense?
Coming up with most of the stuff.
Secondary backed up off the ball now.
Hell no.
Look to throw it here on 2nd down. Catch made on the right side. He's tackled quickly, but the yardage is good enough for the 1st down. Quarterback operating an empty set.
On the show, dog. You know what I'm saying? You can say hell. Most people don't turn too, right? You can say whatever you want. You can't say motherfucker on that. You just did.
Throw again.
Yeah. I didn't say that.
That's going to be incomplete. First down in the middle of the field. Now it's 2nd down.
Coming up with that stuff in advance. Yeah, a bunch of stuff. It comes like.
After the incompletion on 1st down, looking to throw it again. Caught over the middle. It's Sanders. He makes the stop. Not before a solid game that time. Illinois getting set for the 1st and 10. Looking to throw it from the red zone.
You're most proud of.
The pass rush closing in. And he's blocked out. Offense going backwards with the sack.
This defense has been lights out today. Great job once again applying pressure on this quarterback. This poor quarterback, he doesn't know what he has seen today. Not able to get anything going to be able to try to compete in this game. They're down big, and now they're just hoping for that clock to run out.
That one falls incomplete. Looking for a flag, doesn't get it. Brings up 3rd down.
And that was the most improv
thing they've had. This offense has really struggled today, Chris, when it comes to throwing the football. They have dug themselves a huge hole. They're not going to have any chance of coming back. And I think one thing about this is you wonder where you go from here. You're hoping to make a play or two to give yourself a belief that things can get better, but it's just been a disastrous day.
Coach electing to go for a field goal attempt. This will be a 50-yard attempt. Let's see if he's got the leg.
It's all time. I think a lot of people, when they're in a promo field, they're in the backseat of me. I think they're doing this so much because of that. But it's easy to win.
3 in that drive. The kickoff team is out.
You try not to do something too hard.
This guy had plenty of leg here, too.
See what I'm saying?
Remember the days when a kick from 50-plus was a major accomplishment? Now these guys knock these out like they're almost automatic.
And the Michigan offense
Triple H was so good. Yes.
They've got a
setting this up
here in the latter stages. Great feeling to be up big on the road.
There's another one that was like,
getting set. Here's second down.
You know what? I got to get through it. Get through it. I want to break.
Forward snap to the back.
Fitness. And
and he's in the clear now. It's a foot race. Tackle made after a big gain. Big chunk play. This offense operating at peak efficiency. Direct snap to the back.
His face is like,
they've got him after a 7-yard gain for the second and 3.
He not going to get me. I interviewed Damian Priest recently.
Go with a direct snap.
And you got it right, which was great.
He'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A running play gives the offense press set it down.
Yeah. He turned around, and there just happened to be another camera.
Snap to the back.
It's right here, DP.
He picks up 9, so just short of the first down. Second and 1.
Yes.
So Wolverines looking to take advantage of the red zone trick here.
It just shows the
direct snap to the back. They've got space looking for the end zone here. Touchdown, Wolverines. And the beatdown continues.
And I think that might just be a testament to how good you are in playing this character. That there's people who think that you're like our team all the time.
Let's see if they give you a return or opportunity to bring this back.
Hey, I mean, I don't want to bust anybody's bubble.
Well, he thought about coming out, but instead takes his knee to bring the football to the 25-yard line.
I like that too. Yeah. I think that to pull things off the level that you pull them off, you have to be really smart.
First down play call coming up. How aggressive will it be? Defense not pressing this time.
Audience, knowing the people you're talking to. It's like
quick completion to the tight end. And they wrap him up and bring him down on what is the final play of the game. Well, the coaches kind of expected it in this kind of game. An offensive show, who's going to make one more play at the end to get the win, and they did it.
Yeah, you mentioned the coaches. I think we had a feeling that this game had a chance to get into at least the 30s, and we weren't disappointed. These offenses came to play, but you're right. One defense made some plays when they had to, and the other one didn't. Simple as that.
And that is going to wrap it up. We enjoyed this one here.
Yeah.
I'm Chris Fowler. And this has been another presentation of CFB Sports College Football.
Man, there's so much more to you than people would ever think. Yes. And you can read people without even looking at them. In what way? Energy. Feel. Yeah. Feels. Man, I love this. Yes. I'm going deep on this. Yes. Yes. At what point did John Cena find out that he was your childhood hero? Oh, man. I broke him too with that one. I broke him too. But that was good, man. And they're still running with it. Of course. Still running with it. I love it, man. And it's like on commentary, they will bring it up all the time. And I'm not gonna bust nobody's bubble. It's hilarious. I'm not a bubble buster. You know what I'm saying? So I love it. He is my childhood hero. OD. You know what I'm saying? Lady Croft, watch him every Saturday morning. Did you tell him in advance that you were going to do that? No. He actually had it written out, and I was like, oh, this is funny. This is funny. But I did. I texted John and asked him about dressing like him. And I got the laughing, you know what I'm saying? The emoji. I think it's great. I think it's great. Run with it. So I just, I become my childhood hero. Did you see the blessings? Did you ask for his blessing to do the 5-knuckle shuffle? Yes, everything. Even to wear his shorts. He said, "True, you want to wear shorts, right?" I said, "Man, but I want to be you. I want everything you do, walk, talk." You know what I'm saying? How do you go your head inside? I want to do everything. I want to be, you know what I'm saying? It's you. So good. Yeah, you're one of the greatest, man. Everybody says that about you. I mean? Yes. I hope so. I hope so. You know what I'm saying? But people talk behind your back too now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody behind your back says the truth is the best. And that's why I hope we lead the business like that, to where there's nothing. If I have no discomfort about being around me, working with me, truth is all good. Truth is solid. But it hasn't always been that. What you were saying earlier, right? What you mean? What you talking about, Chris? What you talking about? Oh, my dark days? Yeah. Oh, yeah. But that's all mental stuff. That's all like, man, just, trash. Just from
If you ain't ever been down, you understand. If you've been down, you understand. Like, if you've ever been broken, you understand. Being broken as a man, it's like, especially when you have kids, you have, you know what I'm saying, people at home, parents, you have people depending on you that's looking up to you. And when you're a broken man, you have to dig down deep and find a way out. And sometimes it's hard to. Sometimes you find your way out better without being around people than being around people. Sometimes people consoling you, maybe remembering you, kind of like, it makes you miss the essence of feeling that rugged. Because when you go down, that's just setting you up for big. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, sometimes you got to feel all of that, man, and go through the roller coaster ride of it, man. And I felt every roller coaster ride you can feel, from losing, loss, whether it was a family member, my sister, whether it was a relationship with, regardless of what, to lose in life, man.